It's gonna go in anyway. What? Okay. Oh, that's because it's very small. So as you can tell, this is like our first time doing a podcast.
Yeah. We're just not getting started. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Chris. I go by HJC. I go by a lot of different names. I've been Robert in a play. I've done a lot of plays. That's acting. Let's not get too deep into it. Nice to talk to you. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris. What's up?
So, if you're hearing like camera noises in the background, then that's because my brother's taking like photos for us. He's taking like actually a lot of photos. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we have adoring fans here. You know, the whole stadium sold out just to hear us talk.
The whole squad came in town.
Yeah, the whole squad came back. We're having a good time right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get into life a little bit. Talk a little bit. So
talk a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah.
So so you want to tell this audience a little bit about like your music, what you've been doing?
Yes. Well, music's always been a passion of mine, only because it's inspired me in so many different ways, and it's really paved different paths in my life. And it's like one thing about it is when people say music is powerful, it is, because I felt my emotions change. I felt my own like motivations change from music, and it's more or less a feeling more than it is just words, more than it is just production. It all comes together to create something, and that's what music's all about, is feeling something. And I create, but it hasn't really been, in my opinion, like I need to do better. I try to do better. I'm on a limited like budget and resources for it. I have like a Turtle Beach headset. I got a few other things. Turtle Beach, please sponsor me. I've been using your stuff in my music.
Yeah.
And I've been doing my best with what I've been given. And the stuff doesn't come out too bad most of the time. I'm learning. I'm learning how to produce. I'm learning how to write. So yeah, my new project that I'm working on is coming out December 1st. It's going to be dedicated to my girlfriend, who I've been with for the last 2 months. And people were like, Chris, it's a bit early to start writing albums, because usually whenever I do things like this, when it's dedicated to a certain person, it kind of ages bad.
Yeah.
I've done like a whole album on my ex. I'm not going to say her name. It starts with A, but it was about, it went really bad because like I look back at that music and I was like so obsessed for all the wrong reasons. And it was like painful for a bit because it hurt. Like it just hurt to have that kind of stuff happen. And that whole album was about me wanting that person back.
Bad.
It was like really just trying to get that back, that feeling, that emotion, that feeling of being loved back. But it wasn't really worth it because I needed to find something within myself. I needed time to reflect and time to find myself. So I really did that over that summer after the album, after everything happened. Then I just took to making some fun music, just having a good time. And that's my other album, You Know Me. That album was just me enjoying myself and a little bit of personal expression away from just relationships and things of that nature. But this one is going to be just focused on her, my relationship with her, and why I feel like this is sort of a new experience in a way, because I've been in really, really deep relationships before. And my latest song is titled Simple. And the one thing about this song is I've spent so much time writing for my albums, like any kind of way. I've written, I've directed a music video that kind of sucked. I've done a lot for the stuff that I do, and like it doesn't really get much recognition. But the one time I have a song just named Simple, where it's like kind of like a simple melody, a simple beat, simple writing, that's the one that gets the most recognition. And like it was kind of instant too. Like when I posted it first day, I got like 20 views, and it went up to like maybe 40, 50, and then like even now it has like 94, 95 or something, I think. And it's doing really well. And I'm not really partial to using my singing voice, but I wanted to try to bring that out in a sense, like try to be better, try to be different, or try something new. So this is really fun. At the same time, it's just like it says something about my relationship, because I've had the deep relationships, I've had the surface level relationships where it's all about one thing or another. This one, it's a mix.
I'm pulling on my bed,
and that's pretty much what relationships should be.
I'm gonna do that on my bed so you don't mess up the keys on the keyboard. My apologies. Keep talking.
No, it's good. It's good. It's kind of how relationships should be in my eyes. It's just like a mix of like deeper conversation and simple conversation, because you're gonna get bored eventually. There's always getting bored in things. That's how life is.
Seasons.
But it's good to be able to bounce back and like not get bored of the person you're with, because if you're getting bored of who you're with, then you're not with the right person. There's always something to I don't know, look forward to. And even if you think there isn't, there always is. There's always something you don't know.
Yeah.
Because we've all lived different lives. And this song really meant the most to me because it took so long to make. Because, I'll be honest, I struggle with singing. I really do. Because it's not my strong suit. But I always, like, say it as this. I have friends that can sing. I have people that I know who have sung for a long time. People in my family that can sing really, really good at church and different things like that. So why can't I, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to try it. I did. And people actually thought it was really
no,
good.
it ended up pretty good. It was, especially from my standpoint, listening to Simple, it was pretty new. It was like you definitely trying a new genre, new style.
Yeah.
I dug it really like deep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It means a lot to hear that because I was nervous going into it. Like, I made sure I spent like a good almost a month mixing that song.
Yeah.
So I made sure like everything sounded clear, like easy to hear and everything, and make sure nothing sounded like muffled and muddled, whatever. And it took a minute to do that, and like I was confident in it for once because I'm usually not confident when it comes to my singing performances because I don't really know what to do with them sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, one sec, I'm texting her back.
It's all good. So, I don't know if I got any questions. I guess I just got a little backstory. So basically, if you don't know me, or this is your first time on the channel, my name is Jason Black. I go by many names. One of those many names is White Crow, and the reason why, well, that's the story for another day. Yeah. But I'm also a producer, a writer, songwriter.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge punk, so I'm like punk rock, huge Christian. And basically, I just brought my friend in today, my homeboy Chris, a brother of mine, to come and just test out some gear for a podcast. So this is like episode 1 of a podcast. This might be something that might be like stretched out over long periods of time. This might be the only episode we do. Who knows? Yeah. But this might be something I might put out on YouTube soon. So yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
I'll show people.
I just did. Yeah, I just showed up on my thing.
But yeah, I started this music journey back in 2020 due to a friend of mine. Shout out James. He's not gonna like that I'm shouting him out, but I'm sorry, brother. Showed me a little peep, and actually right before that, I got into bands like 21 Pilots, and it made me want to do like songwriting. So I started off with like lyricism because I was good at like instruments.
Yeah.
First favorite instrument I truly got into was drums. Yeah. Way before that, back in 2nd grade, I was playing piano, and my story just starts in freshman year, whenever I discovered Lil Peep, because my homeboy James, like I said, he introduced me. One of the first songs I fell in love with was Heaven Sent. Got deep into it after that. Then I was like, let's start making music. Got into making it. Discovered Suicide Boys that next fall. Got deep into Suicide Boys. And, you know, at one point I was like an emo as a kid. But it was like a fake emo. That's weird to say it. But, yeah.
That's a bit of a emo kind of statement.
I was like a fake emo. And so when I was starting listening to Suicide Boys, I started digging deep into like the lifestyle because Scrim. I started producing stuff that sounded like Scrim because that's just my favorite like style of music production. And so I what did I do next? I started digging deep into the backstory, dug deep into Ruby's backstory because, you know, he was making punk rock as a kid, and I used to listen to a little bit of like punk as a kid. But it's not like anything deep. Like right now, I'm into like Black Flag, The Exploited, Misfits, many other bands. I'm trying to get into Suicidal Tendencies, and who else should I get into? You know, I'm into stuff like Minor Threat. I'm like a huge straight edge punk, and I used to listen to stuff like Sum 41, so stuff like that as a kid. So I started listening to more punk. Like The Exploited was one of the first like true punk bands that I really started like digging deep into. And I started changing up my genre a little bit. And so, coming senior year, had a friend who showed me Korn, kind of. Got me the Korn Shinedown. So I started listening to like more new metal. Because I was listening to a little bit of new metal as a kid as well. Like, what's that one song by Sick Puppies, You're Going Down? Yeah, that was a favorite of mine as a kid. And so, yeah, then we kind of get here, and I'm actually I don't I'm not trying to say too much about myself on over the internet,
No,
but I'm a student at a college, at a university, first year.
yeah.
I was in our sound recording technology program. That's how I have the mics we're using right now. If you want to know what we're using, our gear is a what is it? A Focusrite Scarlett 616 6i6, I believe. Just a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Then we're using two mics. The one that's in my hand is a SM58. The one in Chris's hand is a SM57. I don't know if it's recording good enough, but they're both dynamic mics.
Yeah, this is his stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're asking any follow up questions about my music, like Chris, why don't you use this? I can't. This isn't mine. This is not mine.
Yeah.
So if you hear anything that sounds good, yeah, that's my buddy. That's him. That's
Yeah.
So yeah, be ready, be wary.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have any cuts on production, I hope. But
Yeah.
this is good. This is really good
The
stuff.
cool thing about both me and Chris is we're big fans of theater, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I actually just recently changed my major, so now I'm going to theater next semester.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty awesome stuff. I'm still gonna be making music. I'm still gonna have my career going. The whole plan is to have my music career get big by the time I graduate college. So might start a band and stuff, punk band with some homies. Wanna share the backstory and how you met?
Yeah, I'll go for it. Okay.
I want to hear your side because I know my side, but I never asked you about like what you thought whenever like we met.
Yeah. So around this time, it was more just like a weird time in my life. I was mostly just like discovering things for the most part because I think it was first year of high school for me.
It was your freshman year of high school.
So I was like a bit nervous going in because everyone was like having up high school is, oh, they won't let this slide. Oh, they'll do this. Everybody does that for some reason. I don't know why it's a trend with teachers to make things so ominous and weird when it should be more welcoming and understanding because, we're all kids. You don't need to put us in fear for us to make us want to do something good. Just tell us what the good thing is and then walk us through it, be better. That's a little commentary for teachers, but that's different. I'll say that for my counsel, but yeah. The main thing with me and Dustin is like we were both in theater, and it took me like I don't know what it was, but we had like conversations about music.
Yeah,
we would just some days we'd have random talks about albums. We'd have random talks about stuff we liked in productions. We had talks about musicals, plays. And we just sit there and talk in class about whatever. And those conversations got deep and deep and deep. And, it was a nice little introduction. We'd walk to lunch. We'd chat. This was like a different setting back then. So I was kind of like sitting around, moving around, doing a lot of different things.
Do you remember how long it took into the year for us to like get to know each other?
Yeah. It took
what was it? Was it like, I remember it being this way. I remember being like, within the first few weeks, we hit it off, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. My memory's kind of jacked up, guys. I apologize.
It's fine.
But,
Yeah. It's weird because back then I wasn't really... I'm not going to say I wasn't partial to making friends. It's just I wasn't really exactly sure like what I could and couldn't say with people. Yeah. Because people back then weren't exactly as open to listening to whatever, or they didn't think as deeply about some things. Or like, and not to sound pretentious, but we're in high school. So I don't expect people to think deeply about the production on a song or like the meaning behind something in a play or something like that, because those aren't inherently deep concepts. It's just something that doesn't always come up in conversation unless you're a director or you're someone with not a lot going on and you really delve into things and you really try to see the themes behind things. You try to read into things, and that's pretty much what we did. Because even though my knowledge was limited a bit back then, I knew a good few things. Like I was pretty passionate when it came to I was just getting into like Kanye's music, and I was really like trying to understand like his mental state and like things of that nature, like his artistic vision, all that kind of stuff, because like he might not be the best person, he might be a bit crazy, but it might be a bit different, but like you could see the artistic value in what he's done, and like it's innovative, it's different, and it's so expressively him that it's like you create your own sound just from making something. I used to be a lot more passionate about his music than I am now, only because I've grown more nuanced in how I look at things. So yeah, it was that, and then it was like, he kind of introduced me to a different sound of music that I was delving into a bit, but I didn't really fully get into. I was more like, I wasn't really truly into like metal, new metal. I was more just like, I got into some pop punk a little bit. I was
you more like an R&B guy?
Yeah, I was a little bit R&B. I was a little pop punk, and I was also that was pretty much mostly what I listened to. Yeah, and I was like, hip hop was my main thing as well, and that was probably my favorite. But like I got more into it at least. I tried giving more listens to different things. Like I was like, there's always, I don't think there's levels because everybody listens to music and loves music. Like there's no like truly surface level or bad level, good level. But if I were to put a label to it, I'd say my surface level back then was getting into either 21 Pilots, getting into Panic.
Yeah.
Back then. Because that's kind of, as a theater kid, a
just that early 2000s music.
Early 2000s stuff really, really hit. Especially pop punk, early 2000s pop punk. So it's really, really just like, it's really fun. It was really different. And I wasn't exactly like impartial to just listening to some different opinions on music because I was so into watching YouTube, watching different people talk about it. But I've always wanted to talk about it or say something. And that was around the time where I started my TikTok account. I started like rating albums and stuff.
And how recent was that?
That was like not that far, I don't think.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It was like over the summer.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I really got into it then because I started like actually analyzing albums.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, whenever we first met, it was more or less just like, you know how people always have, they'll make a joke about how you could like say hey to a guy.
Yeah.
And you'll be cool like the next few weeks. It was that, but it was a bit more than just hey.
Yeah. I remember the first big talk we had. I was like just talking with you.
Yeah.
And we started talking about music, so we started talking about what we were into, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you know Tyler the Creator," and he was like, "Hold up, you know Tyler the Creator?"
Yeah.
He was like freaking out and just clicked instantly.
Yeah.
And then we had like, it was actually, I remember it was in that period too because it was a free period, honestly. We also started talking about like art and stuff immediately after.
Yeah.
And so
because like it was such a build up.
Yeah.
Like I look at it now, and it was like I had like something drawing me into wanting to see what's behind the curtain of most of this stuff.
Yeah.
And like I really delved into Tyler because Tyler has really beautiful instrumentation, really beautiful themes in his music.
Yeah.
And it's really personal. It's really like out there. It's really putting himself out there in a way that can be kind of dangerous, but kind of like it's his expression. It's his own thing, and like he's doing it proudly, passionately, even if it's in a sad or happy context. Even if it's not even just that simple, but you get what I mean. It's just no matter what the stages of his life are, he's putting that out there, and it's going to be like vivid, colorful.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be excellent. And he's done that even in his earlier music, even it being more risky. It's an expression of how he used to be, like what he used to think, and like how he was emotionally, the lack of people in his life, how he wished he had certain people in his life, that kind of thing. Like, it's all just connected. And that kind of stuff, it touched me in a way that I didn't understand back then. Now I do better. It's only just because I was trying to get a grasp at what things were.
Yeah.
And you, like, helped introduce me to that. In a sense, you helped.
Those ideas?
Yeah, ideas.
Yeah.
That was, like, the main thing back then. And, like, it was so weird to me, like, cause like I wasn't used to like talking to that kind of thing, about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like I never had that.
So I guess it like talking to me kind of, and I hate saying this because I hate taking credit for like crap like this because it was your choice, but I think talking to me kind of like helped you open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And helped you like find that artistic expression a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's like a rare occurrence. Because I'm not gonna drop my school name. I mean, my name with the name of my school.
Yeah, me neither. Because I didn't even drop my college name.
Yeah, we're not gonna drop that. But what I'm gonna say is, people at particular school, at least that I knew around that time, weren't exactly partial to those kind of conversations.
Yeah, especially in theater because. Yeah. If you go into like my school's theater system, we have actual artists in the system. Yeah. We have guys like my point analysis class. We aren't just talking about this happened and this happened. No, we're talking about what's the value behind this, and why do these things happen, and why do they link up with how we perceive life and how we perceive things. High school theater didn't really do that. Especially for us, it was more like, you come here to act. We need you to just learn how to be a character.
Yeah.
No, it's more like for us and that's between the SRT program and my school's theater was like my college theater,
Mm-hmm.
was it was more of I'm talking to God and I'm on like, what do you want me to do? And
Yeah.
the answer back is like, do what like makes you open your mind more. And you expect an SRT to like, cause most SRT programs in the country, they care more about the math
Yeah.
than they do about the music.
Yeah.
Our school's program, we care more about the music. In a way, it's lined up, but a lot of it is about the music because if you want to be an SRT major, you have to be a music like major as well.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to play an instrument. You have to do ensembles and stuff, and it's fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I just hope I'm not gonna say because I was about to say one about instructors' names, which he actually did drum corps.
Yeah.
DCI. He did like cadets. So yeah, if we have any people that are listening that are into DCI, you gotta hold me up here. I'm heavy into DCI. My favorite cores are like Mandarins.
Feel free to like ask questions.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to
To
come
him,
ask
not
me.
me. To him.
Yeah,
not me.
I was actually planning this this November, which is the month we're in. Actually, no, that was supposed. Oh, shoot! The Mandarins camp is tonight.
Ooh.
That's crazy. So yeah, the Mandarins camp in Texas that they're having is actually taking place tonight. It's the 1-day camp,
Nice.
and that's dope. That's pretty sick. I was gonna do it, but I can't because skateboard accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all see the pictures on Instagram or whatever, then you
Jason
see,
Pink
yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see what he means.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioning that about it's just being
The school
math.
system, yeah.
Yeah, it's just being like simple, something like that. And you mentioned the difference between that and actual
Yeah.
being led
And the
by
difference
God.
is in theater, they care about, because it's all creative arts.
Yeah.
But they truly care about the art.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah.
Bathroom. He put that chair right
Yeah.
He put a chair right there.
We're recording right now. We're recording right now. No.
No, you're good. You're good.
Alright. Let me set this over here. Okay. No, you
it's
didn't.
good. It's good. It's good to see you.
No, it's all good. My dad. It's my dad. I'm with my dad.
Got a little break in. No, well. But yeah, like I was saying, like just like you were saying about theater, I feel like
Yeah.
I have a new teacher. I'm just gonna call. I'm not gonna say a name.
Yeah.
Just to say it.
I respect.
And like my past teachers, H and T, I feel like the main difference between them is like hard work. Like theater is a lot of work. I'll give it that. It is a lot to keep track of, a lot to build, a lot to make, a lot to like really take in and focus on. The one thing I will give H&T is that you can feel that there's a more of appreciation for the art.
Yeah.
There's like, it's less about the work, which is what I noticed. It's less about the work. It is more about getting into it. It's really about feeling the passion, understanding the characters,
Yeah.
understanding the world, and really just breathing it in like you're in it. Like you can feel the emotions, you can feel the tears, you can feel the just the pain, like how how anybody would feel if they were in certain situations. Like that's the one difference between M and H&T is just like I feel like there's a bit of that there, but we experienced things like back even when I was doing plays like Baskerville. We had to play the Hounds of Baskerville back I think last year, sophomore year. Yeah, sophomore year. My sophomore year, your senior year.
Yeah.
We did plays for that, right? And like one thing we did, I think we watched a musical.
What do you watch?
It was like they had it coming.
Oh, we watched Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, it was
we watched
Chicago.
I couldn't think of the name. I just remember the song. But yeah, it was a weird story. So I walked all the way to that rehearsal, and I'm like, oh, I think we're gonna do something big. Something's like a big day. We're in there watching Chicago.
Yeah, we're in there watching Chicago.
And the thing about that is, it really helped with my character.
Oh yeah.
Like even if it wasn't really some big rehearsal day where we had to work on getting certain cues right.
Yeah,
getting
that one.
right. Yeah.
I kind of expected like this. Now the expectations come to theater rehearsals. Your first few rehearsals should be blocking.
Yeah.
But for us, it was more of, and this is the cool thing that I always thought about our school theater was we're very DIY, and I appreciated that. I always appreciated the fact that we use what we have and we don't complain, and we can make something good out of it.
Yeah.
Like us last year for We didn't make it to area for theater competition, unfortunately. But weren't we like pretty close?
Yeah, we were pretty close that year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't really exactly disappointed or anything.
Oh yeah.
It was a pretty fun experience.
I think I have faith in y'all that I don't know if I should say we or y'all because I don't. The thing about my school, I always hated my school. So
most of you like us so bad. No.
Yeah. The thing about I always hated my school, so I care less. But I care more about like Chris over here and about like what he does in the school, especially being a huge part of the council.
Yeah. It's more or less just I'm gonna make it where it's more open, more expressive, more heartfelt, like more passionate, just more like throw things at the wall. Don't care if it sticks or not. It's on the wall and it's staying there.
Oh yeah.
Because you made your mark.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And for the people that left, I respect what they did because they did something. And for the people that are still here, they still have time to do something if they haven't yet. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And there hasn't always been a good history with our theater. There's always something. But at the same time, I don't really see it as the events that took place. I see it as what could change. Because I'm really passionate about this. I made my case to be like the vice president, whatever. I go for whatever, as long as it gives me. It's not like I'm in it for authority. It's more or less just giving everybody the peace of mind of knowing that this is a
like you want to go in and change things.
Yeah, like because most people don't realize this is a time in our lives to enjoy, and have fun. And theater is not supposed to be a stressful thing until it's opening night.
Yeah, and
that's different.
Yeah, and as a punk and a brother, I really appreciate you saying that. Even if I hate the school, I really appreciate you taking the like initiative to go in and actually decide that there are things to change. Because there's a lot of talk. A lot of people talk and they say things like this should be changed, but they don't want to go and do it. Yeah. No, you're the guy that says we should change this, and then you actually go in and do something about it.
Yeah, that's been the one thing I've noticed. It's just like, and I love this year mostly because there's no biases. There's no like cutoffs in people's senses. No one's getting cut off. They all express and say what they want to say. The voices that weren't heard are now heard. Yeah. And that's what I wanted so bad because I felt like we had a guy. I don't know if somebody picked that up. We had a guy that we knew last year, and one thing was I don't know. Last year I would have really bad issues with my temper.
Yeah,
like controlling my like.
I don't think you did.
No, it was mental, not really like outside yelling.
Yeah,
but, like,
it was
I used to get angry up here.
Oh yeah, I remember you used to tell me about that actually.
Like, it made me so mad. Like everything made me so mad. But I learned to be more understanding and caring because there's real visions behind a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's real like ideas, real things that can really change and make things better. But at the same time, like teaching people how to regulate and have good timing and really just know when to say what is also good because you're going to need that in their lives. Like I could be having an argument with my girlfriend right now, which I'm not. Good, lucky enough, I'm not that bad yet. I could be doing that right now, and if I crack a joke, I'm not Billy Joel. I can't make a song about it. It's really, really good about leaving a tender moment alone. I can't. Yeah. So I can't. There's no comeback from that. But one thing about that song, one thing about life is that it's knowing when to say what. Oh yeah. It's knowing how to say what, and it's understanding each perspective whenever you do say what. Because if you cut everybody off, if you say that only one person's opinion matters, you're missing a full picture of opinions that could paint a beautiful art piece.
Okay, keep on.
It's more or less just like a thing that you have to really take in and understand with people is just growth. Understanding with that. And I've done that as much as I possibly can. Like this year especially, like I've done my best with just making the balance of I know what I want to say, but I know someone else could say something too because we're both people. In my opinion, my idea is no better than theirs. Yeah. It's still an idea. It's still an opinion. It's still something. So let's not trump each other's. Let's love each other's and let's respect one another.
Would you say it's like empathy?
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's empathy. So just simplify it, yes. For anyone who wants to skip ahead and listen, empathy. That's all you need to hear. Have it. Okay? And that'll be the main thing that'll save some theater productions. And I feel like that's why some people, and don't take this the wrong way, some people are better than us. Because...
No, there's a lot of people that are better than us. Because we're both so young. And
It's not even in the technical sense. It's not even in the sense that they have a better director, better actors. It's in the sense that they might have a better sense of teamwork and maturity. And that's all you need in production sometimes. To have a good show is to have maturity and just
like
teamwork.
There's younger people in their high school, in their theater systems that are like way better than us, that have a better relationship with their company and how they run things and how they see art. I mean, everyone has that one thing they gotta do in life, but some people just like are gifted in the right thing like that.
Yeah, and talent is exactly talent's talent, and I get told all the time like, this is not a flex because the way I take it, it doesn't feel like one. People tell me I'm talented when it comes to doing acting. Like recently,
you are.
We recently did a play, The Play That Goes Wrong. My last performance was Thursday. And like we had 3 performances, 4 if you count the technical performance we did with parents. People
wish I could have been there.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I really wish I could have seen this production, but I have college.
Yeah, we have conflicting schedules sometimes. Yeah. But people love this play, and this was the first time our principal, I'm not gonna say a name, but our principal at our school, he like gave us a shout out. He really gave us like a big shout out and appreciation for what we did. And that's not exactly something we've gotten from them before at all. Yeah. Which makes me think that this is something that really changed the waters a little bit. Because I don't think of it in a way that there's always going to be a stigma around us that we are the outcast of what should be invested in or what should bring in the most, because we bring in a lot. We do, and we still did, and like there's a lot more to us than what could be said, could be done. We don't have to be breaking records to be out here saying something about the world or doing something, because that's what theater is. And if people don't realize that and value that, then they're not going to see what it's all about. They're not going to see what we bring. And that's the main point I made to our superintendent, is just to recognize us, because we, like, people might not realize it, but the people in that group are probably the most mature people at our school, because they
in theater.
Yes, I feel like they are.
Oh yeah,
like above people that have already been in like things like sports, all those other things. I haven't had conversations that go past surface level with those guys that end in a point where they have a genuine understanding of what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's no diss to them, and maybe it's no diss to anybody. It's just more or less, we know a lot and we could do a lot, and we've done, as I've like said, and as we've shown on these last few performances, we did a lot. Oh yeah. And this is our director's first debut essentially with us. Oh yeah. And this is a pretty good way to start off. This is like a good debut. And I think we're going to go to UIO and we're going to go perform there. And we're going to do I've heard rumor that we're doing a more serious play. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is yet, but we're going to find out.
Dude, I'd love to know when you find out.
Yeah. I'll keep you posted.
Because, I remember, no backstory. Last year, again, that was really disgusting. I just buried it. Last year, for our UIO competition play, we did Ash Girl. And it's basically just Cinderella, but with the 7 deadly sins. There was some seriousness behind it, because I had to do. There's like a scene where the main girl, the lead, she gets tempted into suicide. Yeah. But there's a lot of funny moments in the play too, and whenever it first happened, I was on like, finally a serious play, like an actual serious play. Yeah. Like we did Baskerville, like Hounds of Baskerville, and there was like domestic violence in it.
Yeah, there's elements of something going on.
Yeah, but a lot of it was turned into slapstick and funniness.
Yeah, it's really the main problem I have with those productions is just tonal whiplash. Yeah, like you're getting pulled one way to think this is a serious thing that has some type of commentary behind it, but you're getting pulled another. Yeah, I understand that you can have horror, you could have all types of different genres that pull at your heartstrings and make you think. Yeah, with comedy in that mix, but you have to do it the right way. Yeah. Or else it's gonna feel like all over the place, and that's no diss to the people that made this production, because I've seen other or any productions that we done in a serious sense. Yeah, but I've seen other people perform these shows and do exactly as like it was intended to be written, I guess, and it turned out better.
And that's why,
it might have been just our performances. Yeah, it might have been just the way like our style of doing it, but I don't really exactly gel with it as much as I would a professional or not even professional but a different high school.
And that's why like Paul has been like my favorite character I've ever played in high school
Yeah.
because he was probably the most mental character I've had to play, and I mean that. I mean like the most like comes right off the piece of paper.
Yeah.
The script you're reading comes right off, and so the most human, I guess I would say, because all the other guys I would play would be like just looking at a billboard.
Yeah.
But for Paul, it was more like looking at a box and looking all around it, and there's more to what you see, and you got to look behind.
Yeah.
That's why it was actually a character I could. It wasn't much of a challenge because it had been something I've been waiting for to do. Because the thing about me is that the reason I love theater, I love drama, is because I go to see it to get beat up. I don't go to laugh.
Yeah.
There's funny moments. I appreciate that. But I go to think.
Yeah, you go to like really find something.
Yeah.
That you didn't even know before. Or
Yeah.
you might have,
Because in all these
have seen it.
plays and in all these drama acts, like a couple examples, like Death of the Salesman. I haven't read it yet. I actually do have to read it because I'm doing an analysis on it for a project for my play analysis class. And a group that worked on it, I heard from them, and it was just a college project.
Yeah.
And they told us a little bit about it. And, a lot of it is about sacrifice. And then you have, like, the piano lesson this is by August Wilson, I believe. And that's a beautiful play about not letting generational trauma, like, hold on to you.
Yeah.
And then another example would be, like, Raisin in the Sun. I'm trying to figure out how to explain Raisin in the Sun and what the theme could be. But I know it has to do a lot with family.
Yeah.
Especially time period. And then some of your other plays like Death of a King's Horseman. Also another very beautiful play. Perhaps my favorite monologue in all of drama comes from Death of a King's Horseman, where you should read, by the way. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I need to. I've been like kind of
Yeah.
zoned out a little
They
bit.
have a movie on Netflix they released.
Bad.
And basically, because if you know anything about Death of a King's Horseman, I'm not trying to talk too much about this, but this is just to get the point across.
Yeah.
Then Ellison, he is called the Ellison as well. He's the King's Horseman. King has died, so he has to commit ritual suicide to go join him. And there's a part where he's finally going to join him, and he's in a trance. And the one of the women there are just speaking. They give this big monologue talk, and they speak through the voice of the horseman. Of course, he gets stopped, and then tragedy happens.
Yeah.
And it's actually based off an actual thing that happened because it takes place in Africa. I forgot what area of Africa it takes place in, but
Yeah.
But that's just to get my point across. These things, and the thing about drama, and the thing about music, thing about especially dance as well, because I'm thinking about doing a dance minor in college, possibly. It's something I know I want to look into. And basically, and the thing about all those things is that they're very timeless. Art is very timeless, and it goes against the grain of what we have in store for us on this earth. It's a very God-given gift.
Yeah.
And it's been, in my opinion, abused by many, many people, such as people that lead, like Hollywood, art departments, directions. They don't take it in as seriously like what's happening with Marvel right now.
Pay your actors and writers,
Yeah.
please. Even if the strike is over, pay your actors and writers, please.
Yeah, it's just
honestly,
what's been going on with Marvel
yeah,
as well.
It shouldn't be something you have to say out loud. Pay your actors and writers. They make your shows and movies and everything. So
Yeah,
pay them.
it's sad in the first place we had to have a strike over this.
Yeah. It lasted for like, this was the longest strike. So like,
Yeah.
that pisses me
Which
off.
was that 6 months?
Yeah, it was 6 months.
It's crazy. It's half a year.
Yeah, exactly. So it took them that long to realize, hey, these guys actually do bring us money. It's not even about the money. You realize that you're telling stories that aren't even originally yours. They were original visage from other people that weren't even paid enough in their own time for these inventive ideas. And now you want to take this, know it be like, hey, we got this story. It's great. But we need people to actually like perform it, write it, make it a whole thing, whole production, but you won't actually go for it. Pay
Yeah.
them. That's all it is. Pay your actors, writers, your production teams, everybody who works on it, because they all deserve it just as much as you would deserve having the rights to this film or this property. So yeah, remember that.
Yeah. Now we're in the 40-minute mark. This is goodbye.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But, this is the first time. It's fun. I hope you are able to meet with us again.
Yeah.
Let me pause this real quick.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're still here, but we're probably going to say our goodbyes. We're about to get ready to head out somewhere.
Yeah. So I got to pack up.
Yeah, we got to pack up. Really appreciate you having me on the episode. Of course.
Oh, you're welcome. I
Yeah.
appreciate you being on here, having the honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an honor. So yeah, go. This will be on YouTube, so I'm gonna post it, and Chris's stuff will be in the description.
All right.
And I'll just I'll just put his stuff in the description so I can go check out his new single, new stuff. I have a new single on the way as well. Not telling y'all much about it because it's been kind of like shared a little bit on my Instagram and my Snapchat, but it'll happen when it happens. So chill out.
Yeah. Let's not get the hype train going too hard.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about it either because it's about and you find out one day.
Yeah. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys listening. If you did, if you didn't, hope you have a good day. I really appreciate all of it. And stay tuned because Chris listens to MF2. I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. And just have a good God bless day. Go and pray. Go and I don't know what else to say. It's my first time doing an actual podcast, but yeah. Just have an amazing, blessed day. Just go out through your day and have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening.